Robin, and today I'm going to show you how to make my delicious gluten-free and dairy-free honey bun cake. Welcome to MamaShire. Okay, so let's get started making it. We're going to make the filling first. This is going to be a cup of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. You're just going to mix that all together and just until it's completely combined, and then we're just going to set it off to the side. Next, we're going to start the cake batter. So I'm just using a regular gluten-free yellow cake mix, and I've used several different brands, and they all work, so whatever brand you prefer. Okay, and then we're going to mix in 3/4 of a cup of avocado oil, or you could use refined coconut oil that's been melted. I'm going to add 4 eggs, and then we're going to put in 1 cup of almond milk, or you could use coconut milk, either way, and then 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now once all those ingredients are together, we're just going to use a mixer and just kind of start off slow so it doesn't splatter everywhere. Okay, then just leave it on a low setting until you get most of the ingredients all combined. That way the flour from the cake mix doesn't go flying everywhere. Then you can turn it up to medium speed and then beat until it's completely combined, and then continue for about 2 minutes to get it thoroughly mixed together. And you're going to want to have a spatula on hand to just scrape down the sides and anything that might be on the very bottom, and just incorporate all of that in there. And then once you're finished, just lower the speed and remove the mixer. Okay, now we have the batter. We need to prepare the cake pan. So I'm using a 9x13 casserole dish for this. And I'm going to spray it with my coconut oil spray. And we're going to take the batter and pour half of it into the pan. So just take your spatula or a spoon and just spread it out. And then once you get half of it in the pan, you can just take that spatula and spread it right out to the edges and just try to have an even layer of cake batter. And then once that's all spread out, we're going to get our brown sugar cinnamon mixture that we had made previously, and we're going to sprinkle that over this layer of cake batter. And we're going to use the whole mixture here. So just spread it out evenly. Okay, then once you get that on there, you can spread it out even better with the back of your spoon. Just kind of spread it out if you need to. Then after this, we are going to add the top layer. Now this is adding the top layer is a little more tricky, but it's not a big deal. So I'm just going to spread it out. And it's best to spread it out as you're getting it out of the bowl. Don't just put it in one clump, because that'll make a mess. Because you just want kind of little piles here and there so that you can spread it out a little easier. Okay, so you've got the cake batter on top in little dollops. Then you're going to take your spatula and you're just going to start spreading it around. Okay, and you can see it starts getting a little tricky just because the batter wants to stick to the brown sugar and cinnamon mixture. So if you had a second spatula, you could kind of use that, kind of help spread it out too. Anyway, so you have that top layer spread out, and then I just take a regular table knife and just swirl some S shapes through it, and then it's ready to go in the oven. I'm going to bake it at 350 for 35 to 38 minutes, and then after that, there you go. That's what it looks like. So we're going to let that cool before we put any of the glaze on top of it. Okay, so now we're going to make the glaze. Now I've got a wire mesh strainer here that I put my powdered sugar through simply because it had a lot of lumps in it. If your powdered sugar looks good and doesn't have a lot of lumps, you can skip this step, but this is a way to really get it smooth. Okay, so we're going to have 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, 4 tablespoons almond milk, and a teaspoon of vanilla, and get that all mixed together. Then you're going to drizzle that right over the cake. Now my cake is good and cooled. I've cooled it probably 2 to 3 hours. So the glaze is just going to sit on top. But if you wanted to have it soak in a little bit, you could put it on while the cake was a little warmer. Okay, there you have it. It's a honey bun cake. It's gluten-free and dairy-free, and it is delicious. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Be sure to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great day.